slow.
Was that it? Oh, we're seeing it. Oh, right, okay, that's a little more business-like.
Okay.
Whoa, okay. Probably ease her down a little there, Mr. Smith. So, this is a car that almost didn't exist.
What, like Michael Knight?
Yeah. When Jag Land Rover had to look at the books and realised that they were in fiscal shit,
Yeah.
they went and reviewed all of the stuff they'd got into development
Yeah.
to decide whether it would be just cheaper and more sensible to, cull some stuff.
Right, okay.
Particularly the kind of niche specialist stuff that,
Yeah.
that the special vehicles department were working on.
Yeah.
And so they came under scrutiny, and that 3-door Range Rover they were going to do, you remember that?
Yeah, which...
They were going to make like 99 or something.
Yeah, and that got killed, didn't it?
That got killed.
Very quietly killed.
Very quietly killed, but I think, they sort of... It was near as damn it there. Almost ready to go.
200 odd grand though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think... And they said they're only going to make, I can't say 99 or something.
It wasn't many. I remember.
I think that really the maths probably didn't add up unless they knew they were absolutely going to sell all of them at full price or what have you. I guess they couldn't do enough orders, so that went.
Yeah.
There was going to be an SVX version of Discovery, which these are a concept of.
Yeah.
Really off-roady biased, big chunky tyres. I think it had the 5-litre V8 supercharged. 5-litre V8.
I'd like a more UT version of the Disco.
Well, it was quite sort of,
5.
fancified, and I imagine it would have been really expensive.
Was it like Lara Croft's spec?
A bit, yeah. There is, the concept one still exists, you can have a look at it, it's quite nice. But anyway, this, because it was quite expensive to do, because the F-Pace is on the same platform, same box of parts as the XE and the XF.
Yeah.
And the Range Rover Velar, and
Yeah.
it wasn't really designed from the off to have the V8 easily installed in it, so they had to do a bit of re-engineering just to make the firewall,
I was going to say,
accommodate it.
Yeah.
And there's all manner of other little sort of things that have been done.
So this is an expensively...
There's a lot of engineering has gone into it, and they just weren't sure if it was worth it. So,
Yeah.
but I guess they'd spent a load of money anyway. But it was delayed. It didn't go on sale when it was supposed to, and they made up something about where we had a problem with the supplier. And I don't think that's actually true. I think that it was really they were still debating whether to do it at all. But there must come a point where in PR terms it's like, well, we killed that 3-door Range Rover, no one seemed to be too sad. We killed the SVX Discovery, didn't hear a lot of... They kept it pretty much on the down low.
Yeah.
But this, they properly announced it.
Yeah.
It was out there. So to kill it off in PR terms, it's quite a tricky one. Plus, psychologically for the SVO department particularly, just go, all that hard work you've done, it's going in the bin.
Yeah.
Binned. So it squeaked through. And along with that, once this came through, it meant they could do the SVA version of the Velar, because that, again, same engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same car underneath. So there's a bit of crossover, and there's obviously a lot of bits will be shared, and so economies of scale. If this exists, a supercharged V8 Velar can exist, which it now does.
Yeah.
And I've driven it.
Have you?
Yeah. It's very nice, but it's sort of weird. It doesn't... So the thing about this, I haven't driven this. Does this feel sporty? Is it quite tight? Quite tight.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I've had it in comfort mode until we just gave it a full squirt. It feels... I mean, it's quite a taut SUV anyway. That's the thing about the F-Pace, isn't it? So that's always what you expected from a Jag SUV. It was on the tauter side. What I would say is, exhaust-wise, when we started it up and left, way quieter than SVR Range Rover. Because the SVR Range Rover is like twice as loud as anyone expects it to be.
Yeah, I'm going to put the loud pipes on again.
What, now that we're coming into a village?
Yeah,
I'm
going to turn them off again. I'm turning them off. It's okay, fine. It's fine.
Oh yeah, well there you go. There's one of the things that I remember just annoys the hell out of me.
Oh
My
yeah.
arm comfortably rests there. And all the things you use twice a year
are there.
Are right to hand.
Yeah.
The things you use on a daily basis are up here.
I wonder if they're going to fix that, because I think they fixed that in the facelifted XE. And this has got a facelift coming. Yeah. Quite a major one, by all accounts.
I drove a standard, I mean, it's a while ago now, I drove a standard F-Pace very early on because Mrs. Smith seemed hell-bent on wanting one. And do you know why she didn't want one? Did she notice that someone she doesn't like had bought one? No, although she is a bit like that. She found the interior too sensible.
Oh, okay.
She thought it was too straight, and there wasn't enough Jaguar theatre.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
compared to XF with the venti stuff, and the XJ's kind of amphitheatre.
Yeah. I mean, I think this interior is just good enough, but no more. I mean, it's fine, isn't it? But there isn't any sense of theatre. But it feels well put together. Yeah, and there's particularly up spec with these you've got these leather bits stitchy here, and there's some bits. Do you know what the problem is? It's worse in the XF and the XE, but there's actually some details where you go, this is probably not a cheap interior to make. There's a little chrome fillet here that goes around that. Yeah. Around here, and the Jaguar thing on the vents. And the vent wheels are quite nice and high quality. Yeah, with the rubber covers. People sometimes get wrong. And this dash is, I mean, actually it's a bit hard, but they put some faux leather in the stitching and stuff. And look, these vents, aluminium, there's aluminium sort of thing there. There's lots of details that are nicer than the overall effect. I've actually not noticed that. Exactly, that's the thing you don't. When you start looking at it, you go, oh, this is nicer than it first seems, and that's the wrong way round. Yeah, it should have like Audis are very good at the immediate effect. The Audi Audi is the wow factor. When you walk in someone's house and you get a wow factor, but maybe if you were to live there for 2 weeks, you go, do you know what? There's 2 or 3 like come and look at me features. And once you've seen through those, it's just okay. Yeah, Audi has that. Yeah, because then when you start poking around an Audi, particularly a cheaper one, a Q2 or something, you go, oh right, okay, this down here is not so good. This is, but the initial effect. Yeah. And I have to say, I do love Jag steering wheels. This got really cold to the touch, which I like on a day like this. Brushed aluminium paddles. Are they nice? Yeah, with the plus and minus cut out of them. That's good. I do like the really pronounced Boss. Yeah. You've got the little SVR badge down there to remind you that you're in the special vehicles operations. Well, you've got it on your instruments. Of course, I've got it there in my digi-binnacle. And your blue dials, and then if you put it into dynamic. Put it into dynamic, Richard. They go red. Dynamic mode confirmed. I love the way it says that, like you've ordered a missile strike. It does, doesn't it? Can you put it back, and then we'll just see if there's you've confirmed devastation mode, and now we are going to obliterate. Yeah, that's the thing. But so they're going to facelift this quite soon. This will be not only is it a car that you're not in dynamic mode, you idiot. What are you doing? But it's still rapido. It sounds good. Do you know what? The gear that wasn't even a noisy exhaust. And that are we in comfort? Yeah, but I'm going to put you in dynamic again. The gear shift is so immediate. Again, it's like there's a level of urgency to it. Jag feels like it's a double clutch. Very good, but it's not. At programming this. It's that ZF8 speed that everybody uses. But Jag on their day are really good at programming that. They really are, because I don't ever want a double clutch. No, because that is as good as an Autobox could possibly. I can't see an Autobox getting better than that. With the combination of comfort, creaminess, and the urgency, the bang, bang, bang emergency when I'm on the paddles. Yeah. I know, the bang, bang, bang emergency when I'm on the paddles. Bang, bang, bang emergency on the paddles. Mr. Kiss Kiss, bang, bang through the 8-speed ZF. So yeah, I think they're gonna sort out the interior like they have in the XE. So this pre-facelift F-Pace SVR won't exist for very long. Yeah. So I don't think they're aiming to sell that many of them. So this will be a rare car on the used market in a few years. Like those. Do you remember the MGZ TV8? And they did a handful of them and then facelifted everything. Yeah. And so the pre-facelift ones are really. I love that your benchmark for rarity is always a top-line Rover 75. My benchline for a lot of things. I know, it's a benchmark. Ooh, what's your Fettuccine Arrabbiata like? Well, you know the Rover 75 when they did it in connoisseur trim? So yes, well, I know a bit about this car. That apart from the fact that it almost didn't exist, it does exist. So the whole remit of the special vehicles department is that whatever they do, they take the kind of supposedly the inherent virtues or character of a car and then enhance them.
Yeah.
Because Jags are supposed to be sporty, and we know that F-Pace is quite a nice handling car for an SUV, certainly.
It is, yeah.
They've tried to amp that up. And the Range Rover, the Velar SVA, they've tried to amp up the luxury and the grand touring aspect of it.
Okay.
And where that manifests itself, partly, is that the Velar has air springs.
Yeah.
Also helps with off-roading, because it's got to still be off-roading because it's a Range Rover.
Yeah.
So they say. And this has steel springs.
Right, okay.
So in the kit of parts for this platform, they could have put it on air springs.
Yeah.
I think you can get other F-Paces on air springs, but this one, they wanted the sort of sporty purity, so adaptive dampers, but coils, and just tune them.
Well, I reckon from what I've felt,
nice.
Yeah, the ride does feel really nice. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like a there's a bit of a Macan in normal mode, not super hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Like there's a feel of a Macan, and the one thing that Porsche does do really well, they do many things well, but if you go down the SUV road, they do body control and damping bloody well.
Yeah, the Macan's extraordinary, I think.
Yeah, when you think of all that high up weight, and they seem to...
It's just like a hot hatch.
They seem to delete it.
Yeah.
And how do you delete that? By the way, we are in one of the most delightful villages.
This is very chocolate box.
This is absolute 110% Midsummer Murders.
But we've still got the noisy pipes on.
Oh, have we?
And I don't think we're being twatty.
Don't you?
Obviously, look, I went for the memory seat
I
thing.
was...
There.
So, okay, we've got people having picnics on the left. Okay, and ramblers.
That's
They're not going to like a loud pipe. I know a couple of people that have F-Paces, and they're people that used to have X5s, and they're people that used to have Disco 4s.
Right.
And didn't want a Disco 5.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And are they happy with their Jags?
Going past a horse, so I'm going to put
quiet pipes.
Quiet pipes. That guy didn't wave, but the door... Oh, look, she's checking out the car. I think it's a girl. I don't... Yeah, it is a girl. Yeah.
Now the Velar SVA, which is supposed to have the more velvety, GT-ish, luxury-tuned exhaust, actually higher revs, jackhammers like an old Aston Vantage V8. You know the way they used to go? I used to hate that. I didn't enjoy it. It's not a nice noise. It's an ugly, harsh noise.
Yeah.
This is, ironically, they said though the Range Rover is tuned to be warmer. I think this is warmer.
I think
this is warmer sound. This is proper lovely.
This
is
like
what you want a V8 to sound.
Well, here we go.
No, you're not in loud. Now you are. I think.
But you know, it's not like it's no F-type cackle, is there?
No, but it does that because I think that would be a bit weird in this. But it's just boom.
But the SVR range does do that.
Yeah,
it's just constantly barking.
Car, isn't it?
Well,
this is.
I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would, and I do like the body kit.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a pleasant blue one. It is. I'm sure it's not what it's called, but
pleasantly blue.
Yes, it's. Oh, you'd like to order it in pleasant blue with some carbon accents? Yes, I would.
Change it down again.
What? Just to
just go.
We're not into first and really later,
No,
like a Lamborghini driver.
I don't enjoy that. I noticed you've still got it in dynamic mode.
I have still got it in dynamic. I actually
Super
forgot.
comfy. Exactly, you forgot, and it's not being a knob. The car, because I like a car with dynamic mode that sort of brings a definite step up is great, but I love it if they can do that without the car being a knob when you don't want to. You know, this car's like, rah, 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 come on, let's go. Fuck off! I'm going to turn it back into knob.
Like a dog on a short lead.
Yeah, but when it's cars, it's like it still is doing your bidding, whatever you want.
It is quite quiet in here.
It's really quiet.
The exhaust note is quite quiet.
Yeah, I like these seats.
Yeah,
thin back seats.
Yeah, they are thin back actually. Yeah, the carcass doesn't feel like it's wasted space.
Yeah.
Whereas yours probably does. Is your
my carcass?
Your actual carcass is a waste of space.
It's quite a waste of space.
Well,
it's just
and
keeping my head from touching
especially
my
when it
leg.
was sat in front of Fast and Furious.
Oh my god! I think I put on weight just doing that, and developed diabetes.
It's part of the Fast and Furious regime.
Yeah. No. This is 75 grand thereabouts.
75.
Yeah, which I know is
What's
a
a top?
lot.
Well, what's a top ranking non-SVR F-Pace going for? Are we talking
60,
about?
65, something like that.
Okay.
Probably with a few options on it.
Don't they start at late 40s?
I thought they started at sort of early 40s. I haven't been paying
Yeah.
attention. I don't know. I've only driven the V6 diesel one, an S, and I had a one of those drives that you remember for a while across the Scottish borders in it,
Yeah.
going up to a book festival.
Were you going to pick up Ian Callum from his care home?
No,
What?
no, he's not there yet. He's just reserved the seat.
Yeah.
It's like an Eames chair.
Oh yes,
'Cause
yes.
he's
Of course
the
it is. Yeah. Has to be an Eames
No,
chair.
I did actually send him a photo of the F-Pace in the Scottish borders because I knew it'd probably make him tear up a bit because
Oh, he
Scottish
would.
people get very emotional about scenery, don't they? So
Especially when they're not living there at the moment.
Chimney.
The thing is, when I remember having the chat with old Callum
Yeah.
when this was on the drawing board and obviously hadn't been released, and he did say to me, Johnny, that we've got an SUV coming. It was inevitable, and I think he saw my facial expression, and I went, really? And he went, don't worry. He said, I think you're going to find it tasteful.
This is probably my favourite looking of these sort of sporty car-like SUVs.
Yeah.
I can't think of a nicer looking one. It's just sort of right, isn't it?
This is
the
one
proportions
that-
are good, the details are good. And you're right. The body kit on this just makes it a little bit punchier without being
Just
over
silly.
the top.
The head-up display is wonderful with the gear in it as well
Oh,
as the
see, I
speed.
can't see that because
It's
not
telling me I'm in fourth. I don't have to look down. I don't have to look down. I cog it down. Here we go.
How does it handle that?
But once we get out of really leafy heritage villages,
It's got an active diff at the back,
yeah,
so
I
I think you can do shenanigans with it.
I want
Not
to. I want to activate the active diff a little. I mean, it's a super dry day and it's quite narrow lanes. I'll tell you one thing this car definitely has in terms of jagness, and this is F-Pace in general, not SVR. It's just reminded me that it feels smaller to drive than it really is.
A classic Jaguar quality.
And I know it.
The old XJs used
Yeah.
to shrink around you on a twisty road.
Be careful, you'll disappear into your own anus.
But they did, didn't they? You could sort of check
Yeah.
it around a bit. The weak spot on those is sort of like that XJR. The weak spot was the brakes.
Yeah.
It's a bit sort of.
What you suddenly go, oh, I'm in a very big car here, and I've totally forgotten.
So the later ones had you could have Brembos on them, but I like it. And there's a truck pulling out.
Massive
How are the
truck.
brakes?
Massive
The
truck.
Brakes are probably quite. Ooh, yes. All right. Ooh, that is quite stoppy, isn't it?
I haven't had a good poke around
In
it,
its
actually.
own way. Yeah, see, look, I mean, that's the thing. The interior quality is superficially at least is good. Flock lined here.
Yeah, and then
Clunk.
flock lined.
Glove box. Flock lined. Ooh, very small.
Is
That's
it?
plastic actually. It's not flock lined. I thought it was, but that's
This
that's
has
a pouch.
got this has got the opening pan roof.
Suede or Alcantara.
That's
headlight.
totally Alan.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. No, this is one of those cars where all I can think is, I bet this will be a used bargain.
You think it'll be?
I think it'll depreciate like a mother, and then you'll be able to get them for sort of like 30 grand quite
but
soon.
not because it's a bad car.
No,
but
just because it's a bit of a niche
the market
thing.
doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily.
I don't know, I
want
could be wrong, they could be highly sought after. They're not going to make
Yeah.
that many of them. And I don't know. I haven't driven it. It feels good. I like the normal F-Pace as these things go. I like the sound this makes.
Yeah.
I like the way it looks. But I know 75 grand or whatever. Well, I'm not.
I'd have one over a Range Rover Sport. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah. I can't help thinking that high ranking, hardcore SUVs, are their days seriously numbered?
Not at the moment, no.
Do you not think?
No.
Take away the world market. Let's just think about, say, Europe.
Europe, maybe, but people are still buying them, so
Yeah.
you know. It's
Why don't these people just buy two cars?
because
Mitsubishi 3000 GT.
dismantled 3000 GT. Why would you keep the carcass? Boil it up for shit soup.
Or boil its boats.
No. They're still going. We know what's going to happen, and we think we know what's going to happen. But there's a lag. I think we could enjoy this while we can, because I think this is the first thing to go. The insanely powerful.
My gosh, it
SUV.
goes seriously light on the front. Seriously light. I mean, like really light. Yeah.
Interesting.
You forget how
Is it
powerful.
dragstering? Is it just sort
It
of-
is really dragstering. Like you
Well,
feel like they've got a positive camber on the front wheels, and it's just sort of licking.
542 braking of the horse.
That's a lot, isn't it? I mean,
it's a lot for a big car.
It's also the torque of that motor is legendary. I mean, it's a
It's a
beautiful.
lovely engine. We will not see its like again.
Last
Go
of its
well,
kind.
go well, old friend, go well.